what was the inspiration? Why this word? How much did it cost? How was it like, shooting this film? Break it down for us because trust me, it is broken. The film industry of Uganda, everyone's like, damn, so we have this in Ugawood? Like for real? Tell us about it.
So some of the films that I'm doing now, and I get this quite a lot. You know how Ugandans we love to criticize. So I get a lot of things like, oh, that's not really a Ugandan film and blah 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 stuff like that. But the point for me is mainly to kind of like open the eyes of the audience to see that we're capable of doing some of these things. We're capable of doing these kind of stories. And as much as I know they are like proper Ugandan stories that I can tell, I'm not. My intention is not to start with those because I feel like those they've already been done by Ugandans, and I want to do a different kind of film in Uganda. A film that's like the primary reason for the film is entertainment, not trying to teach people anything, not trying to like make some sort of moral lesson or something. If you find it in there, then yeah, good. But the point is for you to watch it the way you would listen to music.
Yes.
You just listen to it, you get entertained and escape your reality and watch something that will take your mind off reality for maybe 30 minutes, So that film, the inspiration was, I think there was a time I was talking to my mom and she had a very interesting story about, imagine you're sleeping in a house and there's someone hiding in a closet and they kill someone you're with and then they just leave and then you wake up when this person is like chopped up. Like how do you explain that to the cops? And it got me thinking, like what if that actually, and then you start building on top of that with all these other ideas. And once I had the idea, I called up a couple of my friends that I've always worked with. And people ask me, why do you always work with the same people?
Yes, I was about to say it.
So because I spent like 60 million on this film, and that's without paying for most of the things. You see, the music was it's kind of a collaboration. I collaborate with the guys that make the music, so I just pay for like service fees, not like the actual fees. I pay for like what they need to run their company. Stuff like that, small bills, and then I collaborate with the Solo Effects. That's the company that offers that hires out equipment like cameras and stuff like that.
Yes.
So all these guys are like my friends from working on commercials and stuff.
Okay.
And still I have to spend that much money. I have all these actors who are also like my close friends. So every time I'm calling up actors, I know each day costs me like 4M or 5M, just one day to shoot. Probably, sometimes even more, depending on what I'm doing. So I'm very careful who I work with. I have to work with people that I'm not going to like break down and fail in the middle. Or I need some sort of guarantee that someone is not just going to like not show up. I've worked with these guys when they're sick. Like I've worked with Michael when both his parents are like almost in ICU, and he shows up and he acts like he's happy.
Wow.
And we all know that this guy is like struggling right now. There's like his parents are in hospital and stuff.
Wow.
But he understands that we made a commitment and there's so much money on the line and we're not rich people, so this is like, and he shows up. And that's why every time I'm going to do something, I have to think about that. I think about the people that I know will show up.
Sure.
Or not just show up, but they will kind of like do what they're supposed to do in the time they're supposed to do it. So that I don't end up losing my money on a failed shoot, So that kind of sums up your question.
Yes. Because a few fans, before you were coming in, we asked a few fans what questions would you want to ask, and of course some of them were saying, why does he overuse Michael? Why does he always use Michael on almost everything?
We have the same level of commitment. Like I'll shoot a scene. We shoot many times. He has to say these things, and I'm not a very good writer, but I am quite. I don't know what the word is, but like the words, the way I've written them, like the dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be exactly like that.
Wow.
Exactly.
So you wrote the entire script?
Yeah, like the words that they're saying.
Yes.
You notice, like, let's say Michael is saying something like, "Oh, we change these bed sheets like once a week or whatever.
Yes.
And now you've changed them 2 times. Now, why is that? Like, even the pauses that he has to live through,
Yeah.
like, live in between the lines,
Yes.
like, they kind of have to match with what I was thinking.
Okay.
So we have a lot of, like, he says the words, and I'm like, "Yeah, can you do that again, but with like a longer pause, between those words?" So it becomes, it stops being a question of like, can he remember the words, but can he do them the way that I was thinking?
Okay.
Now that's the thing. He needs to understand how I think.
Yes.
You get,
Yes.
because he just needs to look at the character and think, I think Loukman wants me to say these words slower.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he wants me to emphasize this particular word.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So we say it many times, and then I'm like, oh, I think that kind of works. And then Michael can be like, you know what, I think I can actually do a better one.
Yes. Yes.
And he takes it upon himself to like sometimes make it harder for me, and he does another one.
Yes.
And that's the kind of thing I'm always looking for. I always get people sending me videos or people sending me messages that
Yes.
assure me that they can definitely act.
Like they want.
Like
Yeah.
with text, with words, and I'm thinking, like, I can't know from these words that you're sending me that you
Yes.
can do what you're saying. I mean, there's so much at stake for me.
If they'd send probably an audio.
Yeah, or a video. People
Yes.
send you a video on TikTok of them like miming some film, and I'm thinking, okay, that's not hard, like
Yes. Yes.
that's not what I would be looking for if as far as making a film. So most people they're unserious with acting. They think we're just playing around, and that's because the industry hasn't started paying like really well.
Yes.
But we take it serious because we know that it can actually be a very serious job,
Yeah.
and it can pay a lot of money. So
Because-
we take it that serious,
Yes.
and that's why I end up working with people that take it as serious as I do. People
Mhm.
who will spend sleepless nights because they're trying to figure out a way of saying something.
Yes.
The words are already written there, but they're thinking, oh, if I said it like that, that would be really cool. If I did it like this, that would be really cool. If I did this look, if I gave this.
Mm.
So there's a lot of nuances that are kind of like most people probably not get,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and that's why I keep going back to the same people because they make my work easy, and it's a very hard job.
So how long did it take you to shoot this particular film?
I think it took us like a week.
A week? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, it was quite difficult. It would have been easy, but we got kicked out of some of the locations that we're shooting in.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
quite challenging.
Like, we were shooting at that building where the characters kind
Yes.
of live,
Yes.
and it was like those apartments.
Yes.
Some neighbors were okay with us being there, but others they didn't want us around. So
Yeah.
once you get kicked out like that, it means that there's equipment you paid for that you will not be able to use that day.
Yes.
That
yes,
means you have to
yes,
rehire that stuff again for another day,
yes,
find another place to shoot.
yes.
Try to make sure that place kind of looks like this place, so when people are watching, we can't tell that you moved mid-shoot.
Mm.
So it's issues like that tend to kind of like drag the shoot out and make it long.
So after making this film, how did you feel waking up and looking at YouTube and then, dude, man, your views were just like.
It feels nice. I would appreciate if there were more people watching, because I know there's a lot of people that could watch but haven't watched simply because they probably don't know about the films.
Yes, yes.
And that's the whole point of these movies. It's like The Blind Date and this film. They're out there for free on YouTube. Just to kind of like, I'm trying to get that audience that is interested in that sort of content.
Yes.
So that once we start doing kind of pay-per-view films, we know who our audience is.
Okay.
The people that like this kind of content.
Yes.
And that's kind of the goal.
Okay, Loukman is still here with us in studio, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Starter Radio giving you the best as always. Hope you are living it up and hope you're having a beautiful lunch. But of course, we're also making sure you're having the best company because we make sure bringing nothing but the precious vibes and great music. And talking about that, here is Mrs. Robinson.